Shut-In Show. I think we are live. Hopefully we're live. Welcome to the Shut-In Show. My name is Danny Parker. I'm really glad you're here. So, today's show, we've got some music news, a little bit of self-care for you, and we're going to continue on our theme of Earth Day with a short interview with Jacob Schmidt. Let's get right into it, shall we? Alrighty. Now, chat, if you can hear me, make sure you post in there, because I'm getting questions as to whether or not it's functioning. I think I hit all the right buttons this time. Let's see. Alrighty. Gosh, there it is, and we're back. This is a consistent issue that I'm dealing with. Okay. Darn it. All right, let's get back into it. So our self-care segment for today is take some time and organize one thing in your house. Just a little something. Whether it's a part of your office, part of your bedroom, that junk drawer that you never open except for to find batteries and maybe rubber bands or those things that bread ties down. This sort of thing can give you a relatively easy win, and it can make you feel like you've got more control over your space in your life. Just exerting some organizational control in any aspect of your life will definitely give you that positive vibes. It's been linked to increases in dopamine for every single item sorted. You get a little hit of dopamine, and it can really get you started on the rest of the tasks or things that you're going to get into for the rest of the day. So I would definitely recommend that. Something recently that I organized, I have this thing that's slightly off camera, thank God, that it's a little wire basket. And it's been sitting on my desk since I put the desk in here. And it's just been a pile of things. And recently I found, I think it's an old box that like a phone or a watch came in. I'm not really sure. But it's the perfect size to fit inside of my wire wicker thing. So I've organized all the things. I've got two separate boxes inside my boxes, and that's my favorite way to sort the different things that, like, they're still all the same objects in there, but I've put reused, recycled boxes inside of my drawer so that now I have, like, much easier access, and I have a spot for the various things. Yeah. Give that a try. I think it's going to be definitely something that will help you if you need an easy win early in the day. I also say this is the sort of thing that like would be great for you to do pretty much first thing in the morning or in the first couple of hours in a day. Every time that I feel like, I don't want to do anything, I don't know, it's because I don't have like a specific starter to my day. And having an early win, an easy early win when you feel like you can handle it, go take care of that organization, and you'll find that every task for the rest of the day feels like a more manageable thing. So give it a shot. Tell me what you think. Thanks, chat. I appreciate everybody for telling me that we're audio in and out. I'll fix it. Fix it in post. All right, so for today's music news, we've got two things for you. One, I would like to introduce you to an artist that's been really fun for me recently, artist named THEO KATZMAN. I'll play a little video of his, and then I'll introduce you to a local artist with a similar vibe. All right, let's jump right into this. if you like that, I'll give you the link for the rest of the video. THEO KATZMAN is a member of the band Peck. Awesome band I love dearly. And he also is featured on a lot of their songs as the vocalist. But just love how funky and poppy that beat is. It's really enjoyable to me. So now I want to introduce you to somebody you've probably seen around Spokane before. He's got a weekly show over at Zola. I think it's on Thursdays. Blake Braley has just come out with his first self-titled album. Really exciting news. I'd love to see Spokane artists come out with stuff, and this is in a genre that clearly I am very all about. So I didn't find any videos. Obviously the album dropped today. I couldn't find any videos of his music that would download in the same way. So I'm gonna just point you over there. Maybe we'll do a really quick musical interlude where I go back to Spotify and show you one of those songs. Let's see what the top one on his new single sounds like. Never Live by Blake Braley. I've seen this guy perform a few times. He's so funky. It's so great.
Every time I see you, honey, a loose focus.
We've got about 6 songs on this album.
My mind gets to wandering and I can't control it.
But it looks like he's got
The only
a
person
few other songs up.
room that I notice. Loving someone's never felt so right, and I think that you
Let's give this local boy some play. Go see if you can find his music on Spotify. I'm going to link it up for us. But let's give him some love by playing a bunch of his stuff. Share his things. Oh, thanks, Anthony. His shows are usually paired with $3 pints. So back when Zola's is open, let's go down and support him. I really hope that he keeps playing now that he's getting bigger and better. Like, having a local artist with a weekly show, oh, I'm so excited. The Inlander also has a really cool article about him and his story of how he sort of became a musical artist the way he is. And it's a cool narrative. So I'll link up those things, and you should go check them out. So, with a little bit of Blake behind us, let's move on to, let's see here. Here we are. So our Earth Day is not over. Every day is Earth Day, friends. Yeah, but I got a hold of my friend Jacob Schmidt to talk to us a little bit about what it is to be a citizen of the world right now when we can't go outside as readily. We can't go into groups. And typically, Earth Day, there's going to be large groups of people working together to pick up trash or do other things. So Jacob's got a little bit of history for us and things that we can do now, even in our quarantine state. So I'll just let him take it away. Welcome to the show, Jacob.
Hi, Danny. Thanks for having me on the show. Calling in to talk about Earth Day. You might think of Earth Day as this sort of squishy, let's all hold hands type holiday, but it actually started as a political movement. A group of activists in 1970 got together to try and unseat 12 specific members of Congress who were standing in the way of the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act. They were successful, and they got those people lost their seats in Congress, and they got those acts passed. Now it's 50 years later. We've got cleaner air, cleaner water. We have an EPA. We have the National Environmental Policy Act. We have all these things in place. However, that doesn't mean that we've made it and that things are perfect. First off, there are a lot of other countries that don't have these environmental regulations, and we live in a global world, right, where we all share the same climate. Climate scientists have given us about 11 years to get emissions under control, decarbonize our energy grids. We're not close on that, sadly. There's a lot of work to be done. The lack of air travel and commuting on the streets right now is good. It's reducing carbon, but it's only reduced it back to about 2011 levels, which things were bad in 2011. So we need to get it back to like 100 years ago kind of levels, which would require a lot of new infrastructure and a Green New Deal in which we put a bunch of people to work, which will be needed with 30% unemployment, to build clean energy infrastructure, to build trains that run on electricity, these sorts of things. So what can you do? What can you do on Earth Day? Well, what I'm going to do, for one, there's two things. There's a short term and a long term. The short term game, I'm going to go down to the river. I'm going to put on a pair of gloves and a mask, and I'm going to pick up trash, because all the big cleanups that were scheduled for today had to be canceled for social distancing reasons, right? So you can go to the park, you can go to the river and pick up some trash. That's great. The other thing that you can do is you can call your legislators, you can call your governor, and you can leave messages. You don't have to talk to a real person even, and say that you support a Green New Deal, that you support decarbonizing our energy grid. Right? At the moment, you might think, well, should I bother them when they're trying to deal with other things? It's not another thing. See, because the people who the big polluters, they're taking this moment to their advantage, and they're currently doing what's called the shock doctrine, right? They've used this time to get the EPA to stop regulating. So at the moment, they can be dumping sludge into the river, and there's no consequences because there's no EPA enforcement due to the coronavirus. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's the sort of stuff that the big polluters do. So we need to do the same, right? Not pollute, but we need to take this moment to not lose a moment, right? We need to call in to make our voices heard, make protest signs and post them on the internet. If you can't be at a big march, if you can't get arrested chaining yourself to a bank today, then save that energy for later and make a call.
Thanks for recommending that we try to chain ourselves to a bank, Jacob. I'm really grateful that we had you on the show. So an activity that I think that, in addition to going and finding if you've got trash in your neighborhood, if you've got trash in the river, there's ways that we do have trash in the river. You can always go down and help out. In addition, something that you can do today in the next 10 minutes after the show, it's pretty nice out today. Wednesday was a little rainy, but go into your backyard, or any place that's the closest sort of nature that you have access to. Anything with grass or dirt will do. And just sit and observe. What does it smell like? Kind of inhale what the spring has brought you. It's really sweet out there right now. Get really close. I like to try to be on the ground level. A couple of days ago, I had a social distancing hang with Josh Adrian, just sitting out on the grass in front of my house, and it was really, really nice, just to like lay in the sun and see the things at the level that I never do. The grass at like my eye level. And another thing that you might try in this time of looking for things to do is trying out birding. So there's an app called the AUDUBON, that you can identify different bird sounds and the way that they look and their bone structure and things that you can see when they're moving through the sky. Just observe, what are the different things in your neighborhood? Are there bugs? Are there birds? Is there a particular squirrel, or are they all different? Who's got the neighborhood cat? Like, these sorts of things are really one of the things. Some of these observations have been stuff that I've really enjoyed recently, where I've been able to sit and just kind of be in the stillness of life right now and not worry about like, well, how much do I have to do and all of these things. Just sitting and observing and getting to know the spaces that we inhabit in a more intimate and down-to-earth way. Additionally, there are mental benefits from this. Frontiers in Psychology study shows that at least 20 minutes in nature can reduce the stress hormone cortisol. So significant benefits can be found in depression and anxiety, and just like low mood in general can be improved by being out in nature, letting those sights and smells and things of that natural world sort of inhabit us for even 20 minutes. So go outside, take a walk, call your folks. This has been the Shut-In Show. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you being here. My name is Danny Parker, and I will see you on Monday.